Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you. Oh, better. Happy Monday, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into 98.3 FM The Life. You're listening to Bacon Bits with Master Happiness, and of course, I'm your host, Marty Jalove. I come at you every single Monday night to talk about your job, your career, your vision made clear, the skills that you hone for the business that you own, the ups and downs, the smiles and frowns, where you're at, and where you're bound. If you miss any of today's episode, definitely tune in later in the week. We'll have the recording up on the podcast, which is Bacon Bits with Master Happiness, anywhere you listen to podcasts. As you know, I'm always on a quest to bring you the industry best. And today I have some incredible guests here. This is a team that I've worked with. This is the second year I've been working with this team. Geniuses, pure geniuses, inventive spirits. They're from the school, Lake Zurich High School. They were incubators, and now they're accelerators. And they're going to be talking a lot about what they've invented, what they're hoping to do, what they're going to do with their future, and what they're doing now. So without any further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and ask you ladies to introduce yourself. Hold on one second. Let me get your mics on. Go ahead. Introduce yourselves one at a time.
Hi, I'm Sophia. Hi, I'm Nicole.
And I'm Olivia.
You guys could say a little bit more than just your name. Like, what are you studying? What's your hopes and dreams? Why should we know you? Any of you go first.
Okay, well, I'll go first. Well, my kind of goal throughout high school is probably to go into business. Like, when I go into college, right now I'm really into ice skating, spending time with my friends, and honestly, just expanding on what I need to know for college.
Okay, sounds good. Those are the kind of answers I want. All right, ladies, who's next?
I really wanted to take this class. It sounded a lot like the show Shark Tank, which I thought was really cool. It's been great.
Okay, cool. Last but
Um,
not least.
for me, I actually went into incubator not knowing what it was. But I'm glad that I chose to take the class. In the future, I actually want to become a psychologist and I want to run my own practice. And I feel like our creation can also help me in the psychology field with helping women, especially, and helping them expand in their lives.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Now you know what they've set the bar kind of high, so it's up to you guys. All right. So go ahead, introduce yourself, and from now on, make sure as you're talking, lean into the mic and don't hide behind the mic. We want to see you on the screen too. So guys, it's up to you. Go for it.
So my name is Jovan. I'm a junior at Lake Zurich High School. I do baseball and I also swim. I kind of wanted to do something in engineering as well as business, and I took this class because I'm not gonna lie, my dad told me to take it because it looked very interesting as well. So I ended up joining the class, and as the year went on, I really liked it, and I really liked how we developed our business idea.
Excellent.
My name's Zach, and I'm the only senior in our group or our company. And I'm actually really big into engineering, so that's why I joined this class. I wanted to help create our own products using CAD and all that.
Perfect. Oops, let's see. There we go. All right. So for those of you who don't know, what we're talking about is at Lake Zurich High School, they do a program called the Incubator and the Accelerators, where high school students have a brainchild, an idea. They have to discuss a problem, a pain that's out there, and create the solution. And from that solution, create a product and then form an entire company around this. So what I'd like to do is see which one of you would like to kind of really introduce the company. Who would like to say, this is what the company is, this is what we stand for, this is what our product is. Who's going to be that?
I can.
All right. So go for it. The mic is yours.
Okay, so we are She Safe. Our product is a 4-in-1 women's safety device that all attached to the back of the phone case. We actually have a prototype here with us today. Basically, the 4-in-1. So it is an alarm. So when you pull out the Kubotan, which is the window breaker at the bottom of our product, then an alarm goes off. And just in case all goes wrong and the alarm doesn't work, we have a whistle. And it also doubles as a phone stand to watch your favorite shows. And yeah.
All right, excellent. Thank you for not letting the alarm go off in the studio. That would have been very loud. So I appreciate that. All right. So you guys, I don't know if you probably never listened to this show before, and that's okay. I'll let you off the hook. So the idea of the show, it's called Bacon Bits with Master Happiness, because what I do is I apply a little bacon to it, because everyone knows anything that's touched by bacon becomes just a little bit better. Okay. But of course, I'm not talking about the bacon for chewing. I'm talking about the bacon for doing. All right. And so we go along with an acronym, B.A.C.O.N, and we use it as kind of a loose outline for the show. So I want to pick your brains here. And so today, as far as when we're talking about the recipe for bringing a product to market, we're talking about B is brainstorming. So I want to pick your brain on brainstorming. How'd you go about it? What were some of the breakthrough moments, etc.? A is assembling a team. How did you pick your team? I know one of you joined late, so that's cool. But I want to know how you picked your team, how you set the strengths and weaknesses, how you assess each other. C is going to be creating a prototype. I want to hear about the ups and downs, the good things that happen, the mistakes, the how many prototypes you've got, and where are you in the whole prototyping stage. O is overcoming challenges, and I'm sure you've met plenty of those already. And then N is navigating the market. So I want to know a little bit about what you've learned and how you do this. There's a lot of people much older than you maybe thinking of creating their own product, and they have no idea what to do. So you guys can actually educate them. But before we do that, what I want to do is have a little bit of fun with you. I want you to loosen up. I know out there you said you were all a little nervous, which is completely understandable. So I'm going to throw a question by you. All right. And so, ladies, you get to go first. All right. If you could have any superpower, but it had to be powered by a common kitchen appliance, what would be what would be your power, and what appliance would you choose? I'm going to throw it to you, ladies.
I'll go first. I've actually
Awesome.
thought of this before.
Nice.
And
I'm not surprised.
if I could be anything, I would want to be a microwave. Just because I would want to be able to like warm people up like with my personality, because I feel like everyone is just more happier when they're warm, and
Aww.
when you're cold, it's just everyone is a little bit like rude to each other because they want to be warm. So if I could do anything or be anything, I'd want my superpower to be able to make people feel better and feel more warm.
Wow, that is an incredible answer. I don't know if I want to throw the same question to you two, because I don't know if you could top that one. All right. You're like, thank you. So I'll throw a different question to the two of you, one you can answer, and then we'll go to the guys. All right. What invention from a movie or a cartoon would you love to actually be real?
I can't remember what. Maybe it's like Back in the Future. Is that like
Yeah.
the movie name?
Yeah.
But a time machine.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. Like, if someone can bring a time machine like to modern day Earth, oh my
Yeah.
god, that would be great.
Would you go in the future or the past?
I'd probably go in the past, honestly, but that's probably just because I'm really interested in what happened in the past, and like I don't want to spoil the future. So that's honestly
Gotcha.
like the biggest thing.
I like it. I like it. All right. So guys, your question. Let's see. Let's pick a good one for you. What would be a theme park designed by you called, and what would be the star attraction? So if you're creating a theme park, what would you call the theme park, and what would be your star attraction? Like you're looking at each other, going, "Go first. You go first. You go first."
Um, I honestly would definitely make it baseball related because
There you go.
obviously I love baseball. The main attraction would probably be like some kind of like cool pitching machine or
Okay.
like batting cage maybe. I don't know how I would like make that out to be, but like something like that.
All right. Well, you got a full team here who would help
Yeah.
you. So Zach, I'm going to give you a different question.
Okay.
All right. This one's going to be a very serious question, Zach. So you're ready? Because I
Yeah.
think in a lot of ways you're the brains of the group, right? All right. And everyone just kind of
Yeah.
booed inside. All right. So Zach, would you rather design a video game controller for squirrels or a smartphone for dolphins, and why?
I'd go with the smartphone for dolphins. I'd like to see what they can do with their because they're pretty smart. So I'd like to see what they could do with the smartphone.
Okay.
Sounds pretty
Awesome.
interesting.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so those questions are there to kind of loosen you up a little bit, make you relax. So now let's get into this. So the other bacon I have for today is the 5 players, the 5 components we need to build a business, and that is going to be the budget boss, the architect of innovation, the customer champion, the optimistic dreamer, the visionary, and the navigator. So who in this group would you say is the budget boss?
It would probably be me.
All right. What makes you the budget boss? Why were you chosen to be the guy in charge of the money?
So I am really good with numbers,
Okay.
and I'm able to figure out like finances and what we need to spend to make sure that we're not overspending or spending on the wrong things, because we need to manage our money really well in order
Definitely.
for our business to take off where we would want it to be. So I've kind of found myself at home with that role. So that's kind of why I've been our budget boss.
Now, one of the other reasons you're here is because you're looking for investors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what would be the ideal if people listen to the show and they said, "Hey, I want to give you X amount of money." What would be X? What would you guys really be happy with?
We'd be happy with like pretty much anything, like maybe 10,000, $50,000, but
I like
that's
it, 10 to
yeah,
50,000. I like it. Yeah,
yeah,
go for the 100.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree with you because the more you need that seed money in the beginning, it's really easy to run out of money
yeah,
quickly, especially when you're prototyping.
absolutely.
Awesome. Awesome. Good job. All right, so that's why you're that guy. All right, how about the architect of innovation? Who's
Uh,
that?
I'd
Oh,
say,
man, perfect. You guys are sitting next to each other.
yeah, that'd be me. I do most of the prototyping,
Yep.
3D models for our design. Um, yeah, I guess I'm the architect of our product.
Okay, so what was the idea? So you were doing the designs. There were some sketches or something in the beginning where you talked about it. How
Yeah,
did you take it from those sketches to the design?
yeah. So they made some good sketches, and then I went and used Autodesk Inventor, which is a 3D modeling program, and
Okay.
I made a few variations that I showed to them, and then whichever ones they liked is the ones we stuck with,
All right.
and we eventually came to our final product.
All right. Well, now, yeah, I'm
Or
good.
not product,
That's
but
what I was going to say.
prototype, yeah.
All right, final prototype. What do you think in your best guesstimate? How many more prototypes? How many more changes do you think you're going to go through? Because I don't know if you don't have the electronics in it yet, correct?
Well, we're working on the electronics right now, but I'm sure that's gonna be a very complicated process, so maybe, like, tens
Okay.
more prototypes, like, somewhere up there.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Don't. I,
Yeah.
I was afraid you'd say, "No, we're done. We're finished. We're
No,
no.
definitely
You're
not,
far
yeah.
from done." All right, awesome, awesome. All right, so this is great. Now, young ladies over there, who is the customer champion?
That would be me.
Okay, tell
Um,
me why. What does that mean? The customer champion.
well, because my favorite thing about this product is probably because like this problem is very real, and when even we went to DePaul University in Chicago, and we were able to talk to some women in college enrolled there, and they all agreed with us. They talked to us like this was very very early on before we even had a prototype, and it all resonated with them.
You keep moving away from the mic. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
keep disappearing in your yeah. Because you got something important to say, so I want everyone to hear it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, anyway, so we chatted with these. This resonated with them, and they said that this was a very real problem, and they liked that like, what we were going after.
What was the thing that you would say that the people you were talking and surveying? What was the thing that they really liked the most? What was the most popular part about your invention, your product?
The alarm, probably. They
Okay.
thought that that was going to be the most helpful. You know, if you're in that situation, the alarm could be like very to alert others around you.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go to the optimistic dreamer. All
That's
right.
me.
All right. Uh, tell us what does that mean? Were you the original brainchild? Were you the ones taking ideas and
I would say for me, it's more like I make sure that everyone is kind of on track with what they're doing, even when we start to give up. Especially
nice?
when we started like our business, when we started planning everything, we had a little bit of troubles with our dynamic, and I feel like we had to do a lot to get to where we are now, and it just took a lot of pushing to get us to be able to communicate and work with each other well.
That's good. You play a very important role because you're right. So many times a business, it's very easy to quit. Very easy to start something. Go, yeah, it was a good idea. Never mind. And then you start blaming each other, and you're like, well, that's this person didn't do this. This person didn't do that. And then you just quit.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they have you on the team. And last but not least, the navigator.
That would be me. I honestly personally think that I'm just like most like not necessarily fit, but that's just the role I fall into. Is probably because I always come out with like the things that we need to have done. Like I always have a list of things that we either have to do or should do, and then I just kind of assign roles in some type of way. Um, Also, I just end up doing everything that tends to, like, fall from, like, the cracks, all, like, the things that, like, people don't necessarily, like, think are that important, I'll do them just to make sure that they're done, because honestly, everything is very important when running a business.
Yes, yes, I agree with you there. All right, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick with you there with the ladies because I want to pick your brain on this. I like this that you all have defined roles, you all have strengths there. Uh, Let me ask you: Is how did you did you feel like it fell into place really easy? How did you end up? Uh, and I'm jumping ahead of time to assembling the team, but how did you choose the team? How did you fill those holes in the team, etc.? So tell me a little bit about how the team was created.
Well, honestly, for, like, how the team was created, we actually didn't get to choose our group at all.
Okay.
In, our class incubator at the time, it was completely random. Our teacher made us take a diagnostics to see what our strengths were, and then, like, picked groups for us. So, the
Gotcha.
original team was actually me, Sophia, Olivia, and Jovan, and then, Zach came on later after maybe a couple months of us doing the product, and then he was able to really tie everything together.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so let's jump into this the next bacon here, which is the recipe for creating. And that's B is brainstorming. So guys, I haven't heard from you in a little while. Brainstorming. How do you start brainstorming? How did it all begin? And you've got to continue to brainstorm throughout because there's problems with the markets you're selling to. There's problems with the prototyping, what one person likes, what another person likes. So how did the brainstorming start? And tell me a little bit about some of the adventures of brainstorming together.
So we honestly did not start out with this idea as a group. We started with a whole different idea involving golf balls, but then
Oh, cool.
after
All
a
right.
while of
Yeah.
developing, we realized that the market size wasn't big enough. Like there were not a lot of people with that amount of problems. And then as a group, we discussed and we realized that there was a huge problem that was sitting right in front of us, which was women's safety and how there was nothing like. I see that my mother, she carries like a bunch of different things on her keychain, and I
Yeah.
see that would always be a pain to like carry around and just have that just sitting on your key fob all the time. So we realized that we wanted a quick and easy solution in order, and what we came up with was this product is because we found out that it would be a big help to women who needed something quick, easy, and reliable to protect themselves.
Now I have to ask you what was the golf ball idea?
So the golf ball idea, so we when I play golf with my friends a lot, I lose a lot of golf balls.
I think that's part of the game. Yeah.
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 And I always hate buying new sleeves of balls. So the I was thinking about putting like a tracker inside of the golf ball.
Oh, okay.
And when you would hit into the rough or into the woods, you'd have like a tracker app on your phone where you would end up trying to find the ball.
Right.
But we realized that people would just rather buy new.
I got you. Sure, sure. All right, sounds good. Keep going. Tell
Um,
me more about brainstorming. What because you joined the group last. You were the last ones. So
yeah.
how did brainstorming look to you when you jumped
Well,
into it?
I can't really explain how they came up with the idea because, like you said, I wasn't part of the group. But from my perspective, once I joined the group, we did a lot of brainstorming through more interviews with people. What from the interviews, we'd figure out what they want most on a safety device, and then we'd implement that into our prototyping.
Okay. All right. And ladies, what about you? I want to hear some of your feedback on brainstorming. What was the process? Like how do you if you were to give advice to a young group like yourself, okay, which I also think is cool because you also now go to the middle school and you help these kids, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you were to give them some tips on brainstorming as a group, because you didn't really all know each other,
Right,
right,
yeah.
beforehand. So how do you get comfortable brainstorming?
I feel like especially for our group, it took a toll on us in the beginning with, I guess, the golf ball idea,
Yeah.
because we weren't really set on it and no one was. So we had to fully like pivot our thinking and someone named
Joe.
Joe,
Yeah.
he works with our class and he helps us and he gave us the idea of going into safety.
Good.
So we took that idea and we originally started with trying to make a pen, and everyone in our class was kind of like doubting us, I guess, because I didn't think it was like a good idea. So for us, it was like we were kind of the underdogs all the time. And that's definitely hard to like build a business when everyone around you, like your age, is like not necessarily making fun of your business, but like they don't think that it's as viable.
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, so then you definitely fit the right role being the optimistic one, right? So, turning that around. Anyone else? Tell me more. How did it go from the golf ball to the pen to go on?
Well, I guess, kind of like as Olivia said, like we got the idea through Joe. Then we kind of just started seeing what the problems with the current solutions are. We landed on what the problems with safety keychains were, and the biggest thing is that they were too bulky, they were full of clutter, and people just weren't really using them, even though they needed them. Even when we went to the DePaul, as Sophia mentioned, a lot of people just said that yeah, went into college having these like items, but they just don't bring it out because it's not like something that's easy to carry around. Then we went into the pen idea and we wanted to like attach it to like water balls or whatever. But when we prototyped it, it was just too big. And we actually presented it to some investors as our like midterm in a way. And they even said that this wouldn't be something that people would want to carry around because it was too bulky. So then that's how we started like moving towards the attaching it to our phone, which actually boosted us a lot. And it actually gave us a lot of confidence, especially when we ended up winning the prize money at the end of the year.
Excellent. Excellent. Anything you want to add to brainstorming?
Yeah, I mean, for the actual brainstorming process for us, we all had to come up with a list of like 50 to 100 problems. And to
Nice.
yeah, to come up with these problems, we would just go through everyday life. And then if something bothers you and you realize it, you just write it down in like your notes app or something. And then the next day in class, we would talk about it.
Excellent. All right. So let me ask you, how about there must have been hard times, a lot of disagreements, right? So how did you learn to overcome them in a team? Because I mean, like I said, you weren't all best friends before this. You were thrust together, right? And so now I'm guessing you're at least somewhat friendly, right? But
We are.
yeah, good. I know that. But how did you overcome that? Because again, you're high school students and there's a lot of adults that couldn't do what you're doing. All right. And so you went through a lot, not just improving the current product, but you also switch from product to product to product in a very short period of time. So give me a little information. How do you overcome disagreements?
So honestly, when we switched from the golf ball idea to the safety pen, I wasn't very fond of it. To be honest, I thought that it wasn't going to work, but I didn't like. I wanted to see where because I really wanted this golf ball product to
Sure.
happen.
Okay.
But as time went on, right, I wanted to be I didn't want to it wasn't my business. Like it was a team effort. Like I didn't want to be selfish and I wanted to help my team with what they thought would succeed. And as time went on, I realized that this product is actually worth making. It's actually worth doing. And it ended up having a really big impact on just my overall experience with being in the business world and overcoming these changes, like being able to pivot. That really helped me a lot.
Good. I like this because I'm very passionate about
Mhm.
this. All right. So anyone else? What are some of the other? I don't. You don't have to bring up what the disagreements were, but I want to learn more about like how you overcame them. I like this. That first part is being able to say, okay, I really want to go this way, but it's a team. What else? Was there any other secrets to success there that you can share with the world?
Well, to be honest, at first we argued a lot on like what people are doing and how we're getting it done. Because at first, again, we were just high school students. It was the first time we were put in a group. We didn't really know how to not think school. All we knew is just get the work done, even if it was last minute. We didn't really understand the concept of actually building a business. And then after the first 2 months or so, we started getting the idea that like, hey, this is going to be a real thing. Like we actually have to focus and start developing roles for us to succeed. And that's when the argument started to stop. We started to really specify and focus on like things that we're actually good on. We didn't just like get thrown something that we hated or like we weren't good at. We tried to really like accustom everyone to their roles. And let's just say, like, even if there was like arguments, we try to come together as a group and like solve them, even if we're like hard on each other at times. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jovan.
All right.
We actually do care about each other as a group a lot, and I feel like that it just like represents us as a group, and we were able to create a really strong bond that I honestly feel like we just became really good friends too.
Yeah. And this is also going off of what Nicole said. I feel like it's really important to have communication because you can't get anything, you can't build off of anything if you can't even have a conversation with each other. So we definitely had disagreements, but at the end of the day, we learned how to take in what everyone else was saying and to make ourselves better with all of the advice that we were getting.
Fantastic. So, one of the things is because I met you all last year, and I remember meeting you all at a Dunkin' Donuts and stuff, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see, oh, they're bumping heads here. There's a lot of this, but I could still see that you were all heading in the right direction. You I was like, it was just a matter of time till you found some commonality here, and so I've always enjoyed talking with you guys and just going along with this journey with you and just watching how you evolved. And I'll tell you, just the answers so far, we're about halfway through the show, just the answers you talked so far, you guys are a really mature group. And I want you to really take that as a compliment. I have a lot of guests here and I have a lot of plenty of guests who wouldn't come up with the same answers you're coming up with. So I appreciate that. And I'm sure the listeners appreciate that. So we're going to take a momentary break and we're going to be right back. Everyone, please pay attention. We still got a lot more information to go. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the product in detail, what really makes this one different. And I'm going to let them make a little plea for investors and what the next step is, because I want to hear about you were able to talk to somebody about manufacturing and some other stuff. So please stay tuned. The best is yet to come. Thank you so very much for staying tuned into Bacon Bits with Master Happiness. I'm your host, Marty Jalove. And as you know, I come back here on the station 98.3 FM The Life every Monday at 7 o'clock. Today, I've got incredible guests. I'm honored and I love listening to them. You're going to find that I'm letting them talk a lot more than I talk. Usually I'll talk for an hour and barely let my guests say anything. But these five are geniuses. I'm really proud of them. They've come up with something that's really, really cool. And I'm going to have you just somebody, I want you to kind of reintroduce. I want two things. Tell us about the product in some detail. Tell us why why this product is different than other products. So it's the first time when we hear about it, we start thinking, oh, there's other things like this. What really makes this one different? Okay, and then tell us where we can learn more information because you're on social media. You have the addresses of how they can look at it to learn a little bit more, and we all understand you're adding more pictures and stuff as it goes on. This is still in its infancy. So, who would like to go first? Who would like to talk a little bit more about a really good deep dive in the description? What makes this different? Who's going to do that?
I can explain why our product is so different from the other ones.
Go for it.
Normal safety keychains, they're very bulky. They have a ton of attachments and they're just not very reliable if you're in a situation where you'd need safety, like a safety keychain. So what we developed is a one that sticks to the back of your phone and has a lot of the same features that like a whole keychain would have. So ours has a here I can pull it up. Ours has a, whistle on the inside, and then when you actually remove the whistle, an alarm goes off. And in future models, we're planning to also add alert system. So when it's removed, then it alerts family members that you're in danger and maybe the police. Um, and then also this end here is a window breaker. Well, not right now, but it's gonna be a window breaker. Um, and yeah. So
All right.
yeah.
And I like this. Explain a little bit more because it's stuck on the back of the phone and it pivots out, so it's kind of like helps the phone act like an easel. It'll
Oh
help the
yeah.
phone, right?
Yeah, it also acts as a phone stand. Yeah, so that's another feature. Not safety related, but yeah, it acts as a
I like it. I like it because what it does is, I think one of the biggest problems you tackle is too often people who have something like this, too often what they're going to do is it'll drop to the bottom of a backpack. You'll forget to bring it, etc. This is everyone carries their phone. I can't go anywhere without my phone. So it's nice to have that in the back. It has serves that feature, but then people will always have it on hand. So I love it. So who now is going to talk? And I want you He explained what it is. Who's going to tell us where we can learn more information? I'm throwing it over to you ladies, so go for it.
Okay, I can actually take that one too. So you can find more information on our Instagram at she underscore safe with two E's at the end. There we post regularly updates on how our product looks and just like more things about us. We even have our website linked to that, which our website is still a work in progress. We're trying to revamp it from the previous year. And we also, again, we always have updates, pictures of what our newest prototype looks like because, again, it's always changing since we are in like such early stages.
All right, so cool. So we're going to jump back to the bacon. So far we spent quite a bit of time on B for brainstorming. A is assembling a team. Now we talked a lot about who you guys are, how you came together, all right, and how you work through some differences. So I love this. Uh, the next part of the team obviously is getting investors, right? So first off, give me a little bit of a plea. We'll save a bigger plea to the end of the show, but give me a little bit of a plea. Why should somebody invest in it?
Well, I feel like this market is very overlooked. Like, not a lot of people put a lot of I know I as a guy don't think about me getting harassed like when I go out, but I know that a lot of women feel like they're not safe when they're going out. Like, this
Right.
is a very, very, very serious topic. And I feel like that with what we're doing, we can help decrease those safety concerns, and the women will have a lot more. Uh, they don't have to worry as much about getting attacked or harassed. They can just enjoy where they are.
It's
So
peace of mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I feel like that this thing is constantly overlooked, and I feel like that with our product, we can seriously make a huge impact in the safety world.
Gotcha. I really want to hand it to you guys because this is, we're talking about something, and I agree with you. At first look, you say, I don't see the need for it as a guy, but as soon as you take a moment and put yourself in the shoes of somebody else, you can see where it's a necessary product. It's that question that goes out. It's an old question that really like slapped me in the face the first time. Is you ask a woman, would you rather meet a random man in the forest or a bear? And at first, from a guy's standpoint, it seems like no, I don't want to meet a bear. Okay, but women too often their answer is they would rather meet a bear than a random guy in the forest. Okay, what does that statement, that question mean to anybody here? Anyone have any feedback on that, or no?
Well, I mean, I could give some feedback. I mean, I feel like the bigger picture is to really look deeper. Of course, like no woman would want to go against a bear, but I
Right.
feel like it's just more like just to show the emphasis on like what things happen in the real world. Like again, the world isn't pink. Like not everything is going to be like pretty and like rainbows and safe. Like there's going to be hard bits to it, and oftentimes women do experience some things that aren't really like humane. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, and I feel like especially now, like, it's just kind of normalized, and, like, it shouldn't have to be normalized.
Oh, that's the perfect way to put it. You're absolutely right. It's very sad. It's sad for two reasons. Is like I'm saying is first off, it's sad that this kind of stuff happens, and we need some type of a safety device like this. But it's also sad that we don't openly talk about it. We don't talk about the need for it. So I'm really glad you guys are doing something wonderful. Not only have you created a product like this, but you're also making people aware of the situation. And it's a situation everyone needs to be aware of. So thank you for that. All right, so let's jump to the C. So we've done the brainstorming, the assembling the team. C is creating the prototype. So I want to get a little bit more into creating the prototype. What were the steps? And before I think before you did the first prototype in 3D printing, you had done something at 3D printing, right? So what were the first kind of steps? How did you go? Take me through this. Whoever wants to do this. Who wants? Were you sketching it out? What was the process?
So originally, when we first came up with the safety device, we originally made a pen, and we made a sketch on Notability, and it was a very rough sketch. It was just, like, squares and triangles.
Sure.
And then we gave it to Jovan and wanted Jovan to prototype something or just create anything that he could with his imagination. Um, Jovan, you can take the rest from there.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, for the first prototype, I think what also led us to it is when we did do our interviews, we asked one of the questions we asked the women that we interviewed were like, "What do you think the top 3 safety devices are like right now?" And so they gave us what was it? Like the alarm. They gave us pepper spray, but that one's a tricky one because you can't take that. And then they also gave us like a window breaker.
They gave us like a taser too, I
Yeah.
remember. But
Yeah.
then
Oh,
again, if you
yeah.
work on tasers and pepper spray, you can't bring them on planes,
Okay.
campuses. There's so many restrictions, and you can't even ship them to all 50 states, which already limits our market. And that is not what we like to hear,
Right,
limiting our
right.
market at
Yeah.
such an early age. We also we had to create an explainer video, and we actually got like little parts that we found. Like I remember we used one of Olivia's makeup bottles as like the
Yes.
alarm. We used my Lululemon keychain as like the keychain part is
Yeah, and we like filmed some of our explainer video like outside in a park. And
Yeah.
my dad was in the explainer video and he was like acting as like
the
a
bad
stalker
guy
or
or
something.
Nice. Okay. So, I want to hear Jovan. You said you were the first prototype. So somebody said you had more of that story. So how did you go from the Lululemon keychain to the prototype we see now?
So I kind of started out with a sketch in a CAD software, and so I pretty much just created what I thought would look good in a sense, and I wasn't very good at it, so yeah, not my strongest suit,
Hey,
It's okay,
unfortunately.
Jovan, don't worry.
That's all right. You know what? You learn by doing, right?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
whole idea. No, nobody. You know what? Nobody else was 3D printing. So
yeah.
yeah. So no matter what it looked like, it was still a great job.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
very grateful
Oh
We're still
wow!
grateful for you, Jovan, don't
Wow.
worry.
A lot of love in this room. All right. Let's jump into O, which is overcoming the challenges. And I'm talking about challenges other than Jovan.
that was quite the challenge.
Let's go through. I want everyone to think about this. What would you would consider the biggest challenge that you saw? Whether it was something to build it, to draw it, to design it, just to convince people to uh, find a need for it, whatever it was. What was everybody's individual? What would you say? Because there's 5 of you, I'm sure there's more than 5 challenges that you met. So who would like to jump into this first?
I can go first. Okay, so I'd say for one of my biggest challenges was like public speaking. So getting up in front of the class and speaking about our product and the problem in front of the teachers. And then eventually for like a midterm type thing, we were pitching in front of potential investors or what they call themselves sharks. And after so we got our whole presentation together for our first prototype and we were all ready and we presented and that took a lot out of us and then we got some really harsh feedback which was
Yeah.
difficult cuz we basically got like denied right there. They're like it's not going to work. So that was probably one of our biggest challenges, but it ended up being one of the things that helped us the most.
Look at that. Public speaking was a problem. And now you're on the radio. See, you're an old pro now, right? So who else?
I could take the
Yeah,
next one since
go.
I feel like we could just go in a row
Yeah.
because it's probably
Yeah.
easier. My personal biggest challenge was probably when we were all arguing, like being able to divide the work up equally at the start before we got all of our individual roles. I feel like oftentimes I would stress because I didn't want everything to be like in last second. And then our presentation, we never had time to rehearse beforehand. And I just stressed out a lot because of that. And honestly, another problem probably is the um the fact that we can't really do too much at this step until we get a functioning prototype.
Yeah.
All right.
Um
Next.
for me, I think other than like the group difficulties, my biggest challenge was probably just having to go out and actually talk to people and like get info if like to see if our product was actually a problem. It was really difficult, like especially as a 15, 6-year-old teenager, like having to go out and talk to people that are like 5, 10, 15 years older than you is very hard because you are younger and you have less experience, and going out in the real world is very difficult. And just taking that step was like a life changer for all of us, I think, but it was definitely one of the hardest part.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool because there are so many people who wouldn't have done what you've done. So you had to really grow. You not only have you learned a lot about creating a product, bringing it to market, but you've also just learned that you've got it inside you, right?
Yeah.
To go ahead and do this. All right, guys, what was your what was the big challenge or obstacle that you faced?
So my biggest challenge was definitely getting like my punctuality, like getting
Okay,
stuff done on time and making sure that I was up to date with everything. Like sometimes I felt like I was being kind of lazy in a sense and I wasn't getting things that I was supposed to be getting done. So I was kind of slowing the group down on that front. But then like as like things got better, I started to pick up the pace a little bit and I found myself like trying my best to like overcome that challenge.
nice, nice. What do you think? What was the key? What was the thing, the turning point that you suddenly go, I'm gonna really focus on this? Was there
So
something, a eureka moment?
yes, I was seeing like I was thinking about it. I was talking with my dad actually, and we were talking about like how this product could actually like be something. And I was like, and I realized that I wasn't like contributing as much as I would have liked to this product. And I wanted to put in more work. I wanted to put in my time. I wanted to try and further this product more. I wanted to help my group succeed. I wanted to see us succeed. So I wanted to put in more time and effort than
Nice.
I had already been putting in. So that's where I feel like I improved the most.
Excellent. Good job. Good
Definitely my
job.
biggest challenge.
I would say my biggest challenge was I had to teach myself a lot of the software I used to develop the prototype, like 3D printing and all that. Luckily, we live in a time of ChatGPT,
Yeah.
so it was a lot easier. Yeah, and then I'd say my other problem was public speaking, but we had a great student helper named Joe, and he's an ex-drama teacher. He taught me a lot about how to get better at public speaking and how to really voice myself, which I wasn't that great at before. Yeah.
Excellent job. So I love it because all of you guys have really just grown as individuals. So just think about this: is aside from creating a product that's really needed, aside from making the problem vocal, you vocalize the problem. You're making people aware of the problem. Aside from that, each one of you grew in your own way, and every single thing that you mentioned there. Every single business owner goes through, and they have a very difficult time going through that. Every single thing that you mentioned here is enough to get another person to just quit, to stop doing what they do. So, congratulations to all of you. All right, the last letter in bacon today, because so far, what did we cover? We covered brainstorming. You guys did a great job with that, assembling the team, and you have an unbeatable team right here. Creating the prototype, overcoming challenges, and finally, now it's navigating the market. And this is going to be, I want you to talk a little bit about both ends of it because you are right now talking with a manufacturer who might be able to help you take this to the next level. But it's also, what are your steps? What is the very first step? Let's say you had uh, 10,000 of these sitting in a warehouse somewhere. They're already built. What's your market? How are you going to get it to market? How are you going to get people to know?
Well, our original idea to get our market to grow is actually to reach out to high schools, specifically, even our high school, like Zurich, Barrington, Stevenson, even Warren Township, to really be able to sell them and even customize it to their school colors. We wanted to market it as something to be proud of to wear, even just like to be unified towards like your school too. We want to customize it for like different colors to match phone cases. We wanna sell it in, college bookstores eventually, just so maybe, like, as orientation comes for incoming freshmen at college, they get a kinda glimpse of our product.
Gotcha, gotcha. Anyone else want to add to that? What else are you going to be doing? Where do you see the product going? What's the ultimate market here?
So I see the product as like developing into something huge and like anyone could use this. I feel like it's a vital thing for women to have because it would help them a lot. I could see like I know it happens a lot in college, it happens a lot in the mid 20s. So this product could expand to something like almost every woman in the United States could end up having this product
Sure.
because it's something that women need. It's something that is very important to a lot of people out there who want to make sure they're safe, who want to make sure their kids are safe, who want to make sure their family and friends are safe, who want to make sure like just people they care about are safe. So I feel like this could expand to be something really big.
Yeah, and I like the idea, the fact that it can connect to the back of a phone, which makes it so cool because anyone who's carrying a phone
Yeah,
could
it's
could
it's
easily.
very easily accessible. Like you
Exactly.
don't have to carry a whole different excess of something. You just stick it on the back of your phone and you take it with you.
Okay. Any other potential? I don't want you to share any secrets yet, but any other directions you see it going into that you see the next evolution? Or since your company is She's Safe, this is one product. Any other products you see that you might go into?
Yeah, so we've thought about developing a he safe.
Okay.
Um, we haven't fully decided on what that would entail,
Okay.
but we were thinking maybe something along the lines of hunting,
Okay.
something that you could clip to that's like always on you on your phone. But yeah, we haven't really put a ton of thought into it. So
Yeah, I mean that's an entire other that's the
yeah,
entire other half of the population, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. All right. So, you know what? We still got a little bit of time here. So before I let you go and give us your last pitch, because I really want you to drive home. I want the people in the audience here to pay attention and really contemplate investing, helping these people bring this idea to market. It's really necessary, and I think it's worthwhile. So I'd love to see if there's anyone out there who would be interested in investing, and we'll talk about how you end up doing that. I'm just stalling here for a second. My board is going a little crazy here. But anyway, so my question to you guys, since I'm going to have you guys on here one more time, really quick. Let's just give one of these here. Would you rather invent a device that translates dog barks into English, or a hat that lets you taste color?
Oh, I
I,
would so do dog barks
I
that translate to English. It would be so cool to see what dogs are saying about like just anybody or anything.
Nice. I love how you guys just jump in and answer. There are so many people I ask questions to on the show, and they stare at the camera like, I don't understand the question. So fantastic, fantastic. You have another
um,
answer to that one?
yeah, I guess I do the dog bark one too. I don't know if I want to taste colors.
I don't know.
Hey, who knows? Maybe it could be good.
You never know. You never know. Okay, ladies, I'm going to throw a question by you here, and I'll tell you what. We'll make it really easy. Pick a number from 1 to 19. That might be easier.
10.
10? That one we already did. So I'm going to pick 19 because that's close to 10. If you could invent a new flavor of ice cream, what would it taste like and what would you call it? There, that's a good one for all three of you. A new flavor ice cream. What would it taste like and what would you call it?
Me personally, I'm like such a big chocolate lover that I honestly don't want to part with chocolate. Like that's just my thing. So I'm not really that good for this question. I don't know about anyone else, but
I feel like if I could make like a flavor of
Yeah,
ice cream, I would do like I don't know, I would make it something like fruity, but then also like savory at the same time. So like you get a mix of both. But I don't know what I would call it.
I see. I'd lean towards something like rotisserie chicken. You know,
Ooh.
I like the guys went ooh. All right, all right. So we're down to the last couple of minutes here. So what I'd like to do is, anyone have any last words? We've got about 5 minutes left, so that gives everyone a little chance to give some last words. So who would like to go first here?
well, again, I feel like we should promote our social media a little bit more just in
Yes,
case
please.
anyone missed it at the beginning. We do have an Instagram at she_safe with two E's. There we have again our landing page. You can DM us. You can also email our email and
Yeah, so our email is she's safe with two e's at the end at gmail.com if anyone wants to email us.
Gotcha. Okay.
So so I feel like women only have like only like so many years to experience one of the most memorable parts of their lives. Like, and why should they spend that time in fear? Why should they spend it in paranoia? So we feel like developing this product would be a huge step for society, huge step for everyone. And we feel like She's Safe could be the future for protecting women now and forever.
I love it. I love it.
Oh.
All right. You guys deserve a big round of applause.
Well, I'll go for the last word then.
All right, good, good.
Help us paint the future for protecting women now and forever.